Hurricane Melissa is estimated to have caused between 6 and 7 billion US dollars in damage, and Jamaica will only unlock about $250 million US dollars in this first round of disaster funding, including the catastrophe bond. So how will we recover? I'm Kalila from Money Media, giving you money news for the Caribbean. Early estimates put the damages from Hurricane Melissa at 6 to 7 billion USD. That's about $1 trillion Jamaican dollars, which is about the amount that the government usually spends for the entire country in a normal year. It's also about 28 to 32% of GDP. That's about 1/3 of the country's national output. This means that 1 out of every $3 that this country earns has been wiped out. And with two major industries down, tourism and agriculture, and at least half the country still without power, our productive capacity and earnings are also going down. Now, for reference, Hurricane Beryl cost about 32 billion US dollars in damages when it hit in 2024. That's about 200 million USD. This makes Melissa at least 30 times worse than Beryl. Beryl affected the economy for about 2 quarters, 6 months-ish. Recovery from Melissa may take several years. According to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Melissa's damage to the economy was also worse than the infamous Hurricane Gilbert, which tore through Jamaica in 1988. Now, in the short to medium term, there are several sources of aid and disaster funding. The first is the catastrophe bond that I'm sure you've heard about by now. The CAT bond is basically an insurance policy. Jamaica paid premiums every year, and now that the worst has happened, we'll get the payout of 150 million USD or 24 billion Jamaican dollars. And I've seen questions about this. No, we won't have to repay this money. It's basically insurance. Once we keep paying the premiums, we'll have access, unless of course the bondholders decide it's too risky and they don't want to renew. Jamaica is also set to receive about 71 million USD from the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, CRIF. That's the largest payout in its history. Then there's the contingency fund that the government sets aside for natural disasters. We can access 5.3 billion JMD from that, or 33 million US. The government will also get another billion Jamaican dollars from the Natural Disaster Reserve Fund. All these combined total about 260 million US dollars, or about 42 billion JMD. Several nations have also pledged help, including 1.2 million in aid and supplies from Cayman and 11 million in initial support from the United States. The EU has also released 5 million euros to help Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti. I'm not sure how much each country will get, but that's money as well. And in the coming days and weeks, other countries may pledge more financial support, but like I said, it's not a quick fix. It will take years for us to recover. The Prime Minister has said the recovery will take place in 4 phases, and we expect different levels of funding, including loans, will come into effect. So yes, we will have to borrow some of the money to fix some of the damage. This will increase our debt levels temporarily, especially since our GDP is going to fall. But with proper management, I'm hoping the economy bounces back as quickly as possible. I mean, we recovered from a global pandemic, right? And the world hadn't seen one of those in 100 years. If we work together, we can recover from this too. And that's the bottom line. Now, if you would like to assist, you can donate or volunteer through the Jamaican government's official platform, supportjamaica.gov.jm. If you prefer a non-governmental organization, you can give through foodforthepoorja.org. All the links are in my bio.